All right, now I know that you have been considering night vision. Who hasn't, right? Welcome back to Guns Up Review. Today, if you've been considering night vision, but you are on a budget, you don't have giant money, I think I've got the solution for you. Come on back and let's talk about it. Hey, so welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about night vision, and I've got a couple of options here for you. And I'm going to be talking about kind of a monocle style night vision gear here. This is a mil-spec Gen 2 PVS 14, which is what the military uses for night vision. Okay. Now these units, you can get these online for anywhere from about $2,400 up to about $5,000. Now, this is the cat's meow for night vision. Get one of these, forget about the rest of it, okay? But if you're not on a $2,500 to $5,000 budget, then you might be looking for something different. Now, what makes this one so good? The image is super bright. It is super clear. The distance that you can see is very far away and still make out everything at night. I can see 100 yards easy with this, just without any kind of amplification. It does have the IR for the infrared, so you can see in really low light conditions. It uses AA batteries, so they're easy to change out the batteries in these. And the batteries last a long time, but these are very expensive. Now I got this one on the used market, and from a guy that came back from the military that was selling it. And so I got a good deal on this one. This one has a quick connect fitting on here for my rail on my AR. So you just flip this little lever out here and you can take it off very quickly, okay? The problem is that if you want to run this with an optic, okay, it doesn't line up super good with an optic. It's off a little bit. And then everything that you run it through, like on my AR, I have a red dot. If I run this looking through the red dot, which doesn't have any amplification, I can also have an EOTech magnifier I can put in front of it. But every optic you run in front of this starts to lose resolution. So you can't see as good at night. So no reticle in this, so I don't have any reticle. No recording ability. So, some of the things I do when I go on a hunting trip or something, I want to record what I see. This won't do that. So I've got maybe the option for you. Check this out. OneLeaf sent me a Commander NV100 that's supposed to clamp onto a scope. We're going to test this out. We're going to compare it to a mil-spec night vision system, a Gen 2 night vision. And let's see what you get for $299. And we'll compare the two and see if it's something that's worth investing in. So the guys over at OneLeaf sent me, this is their NV100 night vision goggle, okay? And it's a monocle, so your eye goes on here. You got a digital image that's in here. This has some little buttons here for your controls, okay? And I'll show you some more of these. But you have an infrared control, on, off, and then you have recording capability. So this thing, what it does, which is really great, it has here on the side a little port, okay? And in that port you have a micro USB charging port, so it has a rechargeable battery, and it also has a micro SD card. So you can record your hunt, you can record whatever you're doing, day or night. And you have a camera on board all the time. Now, the really great thing about this unit is, well, number one, it's rechargeable. But number two, this unit, okay, it's not $2,500. It's not $5,000. It's not $1,000. This unit is $299. It's $300, okay? So what do you get for $300? Well, you get a lot. Now, here's the deal. Is the image the same as the $3,000 mil-spec unit? The answer, no, it is not, okay? But this is not this unit. This is not trying to be this, okay? This gives you good night vision capability. It gives you infrared, just like the other one did. It gives you recording capability, but at a fraction of the cost, okay? Now, what's cool about this is that this unit was built, whereas that PVS-14 was not. This was built to mount to a scope. So y'all have seen this on the channel before. This is my kind of spotting scope setup. But what they send you when you get one of these, you also get, 3 different sizes. This is a 45 millimeter clamps that go on the back of your scope. And that allows you to clamp your night vision right to your scope. And now, when I look through my night vision, I see the reticle on my scope. I see everything magnified just like it was. I don't have any extra light coming in. I don't lose any optics or any magnification on this. It's a really slick setup. And then if I'm on a hunt, anything I can see through my scope, I'm recording on here at the exact same time. It's super cool, okay? Now, I'm gonna include some videos here in a minute and show you what this looks like. But let's just talk about this because I want to be real about this, okay? So the shortcomings of this. Number one, the battery lasts about 3 hours, okay? So you don't get a tremendous amount of battery life on this. It is rechargeable, but you can't stay out all night with this. Whereas this one, you can carry extra batteries and you can pop them in and you're good to go. But this guy, you need to have an extra battery. Now, you can unscrew this right here in the front where the rechargeable battery is, and you could have a spare battery. Now, these are very common batteries used on these. I have several of these. So you could have an extra battery, a spare battery with you, but that you don't get a tremendous amount of battery life. That is something that I definitely noticed. The other thing, okay, the resolution is not as good. The distance that you can see is not as good as it is with the mil-spec unit. It's a little grainier. It's just not as defined. But again, this is not trying to be a $3,000 unit. So don't look at this and say, well, that one's so much better. This is, yeah, but it's a tenth of the cost. Okay, so at a tenth of the cost, you get a lot, okay? So this will record at day and at night. So you don't just have to record at night. You can use this as a daytime camera as well, which is super cool. It does not have any kind of image stabilization. So as you're filming, this is kind of an old school digital camera. As you wiggle around, your image is going to be wiggling too. So you need to be really steady when you're filming with this if you want to make a really high quality film for it. So this records in 1080p, which is really good resolution, as well as it has slow motion capabilities, okay? Enough talk. Let's see what the video looks like.
All right, so this is the video at night. This is pitch black at night and out in the country. Now, I'm just now learning how to use this in this video. But what you're seeing here is, first, without the infrared, you can see there that I just clicked on the infrared light. And so now the image becomes a lot clearer once you stop moving. It's not good in transition between point to point. Now, I'm just now learning this is also on low definition on the video settings. Like I said, I was new at this. So you're going to see here in just a second on the higher definition. So the quality here is not fabulous. Okay, the frame rate update is a little bit slow. The farther away, the more distance you get there. Okay, now this is inside. Now I've switched over. Now this is probably like 20 yards away inside at some deer I have. There was color. This is the same thing in black and white. Now this is in light. This is lit. This is not in infrared mode or night vision mode. So this is just with lighting at the house. Again, this is just to show the quality. Now it has two modes. It has a color mode and it has a black and white mode. This is in black and white, obviously. Okay, and this is not mounted to the scope. You don't see my reticle. So I'll go out in the backyard. This is about 30 yards away. So I can show you a picture of the four-wheeler, what it looks like at night. Okay, it's pitch black outside. And this is just a shot around at some different things. You can see that really shiny thing was a license plate on a trailer. And you can see kind of the quality. You can see that the image stabilization is kind of very jumpy here. And the farther away you get, like I said, the image starts to get a little bit washed out. This is not as good as the PVS 14 image, but it's not bad. Look at this. So this is up close. Now this is out in the alley. So I'm in a dark alley and I'm trying to see how far down the alley I can see. Now one thing, it is a little bit hazy. So there's a lot of fog in the air. You can kind of see that everything glistening because it's wet. You can see the haze there. But, they claim you can see about 350 yards at night. I'd say you can see about 50 yards at night clearly. You'd be able to see anything really well at about 50 yards. Outside of that, your resolution is so low that you're kind of going to lose the image. So again, this is just more close-up things, but this is totally in the night. Now here we are. I've got it mounted to my scope. This is to show you under magnification what it looks like. Now I'm looking down the street and I'm trying not to scare my neighbors. This is on my spotting scope. It's not on a rifle or anything, but you can see the reticle there. This is about 100 yards down the street, probably, maybe a little bit more. So you can still see the resolution is really good here. You're looking through your scope. Now this thing really shines as a recording device for daylight hours. Now here we are back at night again. Now this little spotting scope here, or this night vision, also has, you're going to see it click on here, it has a red dot laser pointer. So you see the laser pointer on there now. Okay, so that's kind of cool. You can actually see that in the video, and you can put it on your target. Of course, all the target sees is a red dot. And then, of course, here are some shots up close of what that whole thing looks like mounted on my scope here. It's got up there on the top is the infrared light and the laser light, your battery container. And then on the back, you got a power button. You got a menu to flip through a lot of different menu options. You've got a focus down underneath. There's a knob underneath. There's a focus on the eye relief also. And it's just a well-built unit. It's got a little green indicator light.
Okay, so there you go. I hope that you enjoyed kind of this review of the OneLeaf Night Vision NV100 scope. It's a really, really neat unit for a little bit of money. It's not that expensive. Uses very high quality components. It's got the night vision chip as a Sony chip. It uses Samsung battery parts, and so this thing it's really well built, and it's built out of good parts. Is it the world's greatest night vision? No. Okay, but it's not bad. Okay, I think you'll be able to do some neat things with it. The really neat thing about it, I love the fact that I can mount this, and it is the daytime video recording, because the video on the daytime is actually really good. And so for taking videos of daytime hunts, this is a really cool attachment that just clicks right onto your scope, and everything you see, you can record. So this will not be the last time you'll see this on the channel. I am going to be using this at filming some hunts, and there will be more coming on this. But this is just kind of I need to get this out as a first kind of blast to you, to tell you about this, to make you aware of this. So maybe put this on your Christmas card wish list and get you one of these little NV100 night vision scopes. All right. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time here on Guns Up Review.